Welcome back everyone. In today's session, we are going to learn derivation of Boolean expression, mean term and max term. So let's go ahead and start. Now a Boolean expression which consists of a single variable or its complements, example x or y or z, is known as literals. Okay. So before we get on to min term and max term, it is very important for you all to understand what does a literals means. Okay. So for example, if I have a Boolean expression, something like this, okay? So here, now these x, y, z, irrespective of if they are y dash or y or something like that, they are all called as variables. Now here, there are three types of variables, x, y, z. Though we have x bar here, though we have y bar, z bar, whatever, but then still the variables are only three, which are x, y, z. Fine. Now, what are literals? Now, literals are all the combinations here. Now, here we have x, here we have y, we have x again, we have y dash, we have z, x dash. Now, all the combinations which are available, that is x, x bar, y bar, z, z bar. Not all of them are present here, but still, now these are called as literals. Okay. Now, what does a term mean? Now, when I say term, it means this one thing, now one combination. These are terms. Okay, these are terms. Now I hope it is clear. Now what is a variable here? Variables are nothing but x, y, z. What are literals? Literals are see, it is saying here Boolean expression which consists of a single variable or its complements. Now they both are called. Now if there is x or x bar, now these two also called as literals. Okay, wherein which in a variable we consider only x. Right. Now a term means x, y or whatever the combinations are available. These are called as terms. This is about the basic definitions which you know before we get on to the next part, which is min terms. Now let's see what are min terms. A min term is a product of all the literals with or without the bar within the logic system. Okay, so it is a product. You need to remember this. Whenever we say min terms, it is a product of the literals. Now, any Boolean functions can be expressed as the sum of product of all the variables within the system. These products are called as min terms. Now, what do you mean by product? Product is nothing but AND operations. If I say x, y, now this is a product, logical product, okay, multiplication. So what is that? AND operations between the literals. Okay, so whenever they are saying products, it means AND operations. These products are called as min terms. Now something like this is called as a min term, and each product contains all the literals with or without the bar. Now that is a condition in min term, that it has to have all the literals, whether it has a bar or no. Okay. So when values are given for different variables, min term can easily be formed. Example, x0, y is equal to 1, z is equal to 0. Then min term will be x bar, y, z bar. Now listen to this carefully. Okay, in min term, whenever we say a variable's value is 0, then we will say that we'll represent it with a bar. So whenever the value is 1, we will represent it without the bar. Okay. So whenever I say 0, 0, 1, suppose this is x, y, z, then this means that x bar, y bar, z. So this is how I'm going to write. So whenever the value is 1, we are not going to put a bar on that variable. And whenever the value is 0, we are going to say it is the complement of that variable. Clear? I hope these 3 points are clear. Let's just move on to the next one. So what are the steps involved? Okay, so steps involved in min-term expansion of an expression. Suppose I have an expression. What was the previous step said? It said that it has to have all the literals, whether the complement or not. Now, how are we going to get that? Okay, so first convert the given expression in sum of product forms. Okay, so whatever may be the expression, we are going to convert it into a sum of products. Okay, now in each term, if any variable is missing, multiply that term with missing term and also the complement of that missing term. This is also very important. So once we convert the expression into sum of products, Then we are going to see which are the missing terms. Suppose there is a variable expression where we know that the variables are x, y, z, and if there is only x, y, then what is missing here? Z is missing. So we are going to add that missing. We are going to multiply that missing term as well as we are going to multiply the complement of that missing term. That is what this point is saying. Okay. Now expand the expression. We'll remove all the duplicate terms and we will have the min-term form of an expression. Okay. So these are the steps. Let's go ahead and see the example. Then it will be clear for us. So see the example here. So first it is saying convert x plus y to min terms. So what did it say? The first step was convert it into a sum of products. Okay, now x plus y is nothing but, see, if there is nothing means I can say that I'm multiplying it with 1, isn't it? So when I say x into 1, what does it mean? It also means that it is x, right? So I'm writing it in this way, x into 1, y into 1. Now what is y? Now what is missing here? In the first term, see here carefully students, the second step was add the missing term and the complement of that, right? So x plus y, in the first, what is missing? Y is missing, right? So I am multiplying it with the missing term as well as its complement. Okay, so multiply, I need to multiply it with the missing term plus the complement of the missing term. Similarly, in here, there is only y, there is x missing. So what I'm doing, multiplying it with the missing term plus the complement of the missing term, right? So I hope this step is clear how we got this, right? Now this is also similar to 1. Okay, this step is not required. If you do, if it's confusing, you can skip it. You can directly start writing from here where we are adding the missing term and the complement. Okay. Now after that, let's open the bracket. So what happens? Xy bar, xy, x bar, y. Okay, so we get this. Now what happens? Let's reshuffle this for the better understanding. So I'm writing xy here, xy bar here, x bar y here. Now xy plus xy, whenever it is xy, x plus x, this is nothing but x. Okay, we have already seen this in laws. So this two terms becomes one term. Then we are left with these two. Okay, there is nothing common here. So I cannot take a common out. So this is what we are left with. So this is the min term of this expression, right? Now you can observe here in all the terms we have both the variables, isn't it? So this is how we get a min term of a given particular expression. So let's go ahead and see the next one. So this was the first procedure which we learned. Let's learn the second procedure. There is another procedure of converting a given expression into min term. How do we do that? First is write down all the terms, right? Put x where the letters must be inserted to convert them into a product of sums. Use all the combinations of x in each term to generate min terms and drop out duplicate terms. So you might not understanding in these steps. Let's see the example. First, this is what we need to find the min term of, that is AB plus C. What it's saying, write down all the terms. So we have written down, okay. Write down all the terms. So we have written insert X where the letters are missing. So from this expression, we know that AB plus C. So what are the variables? Variables are A, B and C, isn't it? So in the first term, A, B, C is missing. So I'll write X because C is missing. In the second, there is only C. So there are A and B, both are missing. So I'm writing double X here because this is nothing but for A, this is nothing but for B, right? Now, write all the combinations of X in the first term, ABC and ABC bar. What does that mean for the first term, which is this one? This one. Now, what are the all the combination of C and C bar, isn't it? So that's what we are doing. First with AB we are writing C, and next with AB we are writing C bar. So that is how we get this ABC and ABC bar, right? Next is write all the combinations of X in the second term. Second term, what are things are missing? We have C, but we have A and B, which is missing. Now I need to write both all the combinations. What are the different combinations possible? One is AB, Another one is A bar B, another one is A B bar, isn't it? Another one can be A bar B bar. So all these four combinations I need to write along with C. So that is what we have done over here. Okay. Now, next step, what is it saying? Add all of them. So how do we get AB plus C? What we are going to get? We're going to get this plus this entire thing we are going to add, right? So that is what we have done here. Now check if there is any duplicate thing. What is ABC is here, ABC bar here, ABC. So this is getting duplicated. So I can remove that. AB bar C, A bar B, C, A. So the rest all things are required. So here we have 6 terms if you see, and here we are left with 5. So finally what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the duplicate terms and I am left with this particular expression. Now this is the min term expression of this particular expression. I hope it is clear. So we have seen two methods, isn't it? In the first one, what did we do? So here, what are we going to do is we are going to multiply the missing term as well as the complement of that. In the second method, we are going to write x wherever the terms are missing, and then we are going to add with all the combinations, and then finally we are going to add all the terms and cancel out the missing terms. Now these are the two methods which you have seen. Okay. Now let us see if this is equal. Okay. So let us prove the vice versa. What does that mean? We said that from this, for this expression is equal to this min term, isn't it? Now let's prove the other way. So first let me take this. Now what am I doing here? AB bar C plus A bar C, and I'm reshuffling and writing it so that I get A bar C common. Okay, so I'm taking A bar C common and I'll get B bar and B. Here AB bar C remains common, and here I'm going to take out AB common, and then C bar C remains. Now we know that this is nothing but 1, isn't it? Every time a variable is odd with its complement, we will always get 1, and here also we are going to get 1. That is why here it is A bar C into 1, ABC remains just like that, and AB 1. Now what happens? This will become 1 itself because x into x and 1 is always x, isn't it? So that is what the rule we are going to apply here. So I'm left with A bar C here. So AB, so I'm going to write AB here, AB bar C will be just like that. I'm going to write it. So reshuffling and writing it. Right, now here is A bar C remains constant, and I'm going to take out A common here. So I'm left with B plus B bar C. Right, here you need to use your absorption law. I hope you remember your laws. Okay, so what happens here? B plus B bar C, I can write it as B plus C. This is nothing but absorption law. Okay, so A bar C plus A, B plus B bar C becomes B plus C. Now open the bracket, multiply and leave it like this. Okay, now I have, let me reshuffle this and write it over here so that I can take C common out. I'm left with A bar plus A and AB. Okay, now this becomes, entire thing becomes 1. So C into 1 AB, C plus AB, which is nothing but AB plus C, which is my right hand side. Okay, so from this it is clear that whatever the min term we have found is equal to the given expression, isn't it? Okay, next we are going to see the shorthand min-term notation. Now what is this shorthand min-term notation? To form this notation, following steps are followed. So there are already we have learned 2 steps, okay? To find the min-terms, we have learned the 2 steps, and another step we are going to learn, which is to find the min-term, shorthand min-term notation. Okay, so you need to remember all this. To form this notation, following steps are to be followed. First one is copy the original terms. Substitute zeros for the barred letters and ones for the non-barred letters. This is important, students, because in future you're going to learn max term notation where it is going to be other way. Okay, so you have to remember for min term what you're going to take as 1 and what you're going to take 0. Okay, so for 0 we have to take it as bar. So, and also for 1 we are going to take it as non-barred letters. Now express the decimal equivalent of binary words as a subscript of n. Okay, so let's see them with an example so that you understand it in a better way. The example is find the min-term designation of x, y, bar, z bar. So it is saying substitute 1 for non-barred and zeros for the barred letters, isn't it? So what happens here? So x is non-barred. Non-barred means where there is no bar. So x becomes 1. 0 for barred letters. So y bar and z bar becomes 0, 0. That's why the binary equivalent of this particular expression is nothing but 100. Now decimal. Next what it is saying, express the decimal equivalent of binary word as a subscript of m. So decimal equivalent, how do we find out of a binary? This we all have learned in first year, isn't it? So if there is 100 decimal equivalent, how I am going to find? 0 into 2 plus 0 into 2 and start giving the power from 0, 0, 1, 2. Now 2 to the power 2 is nothing but 4 plus 0 into 2 to the power 1 is nothing but 2 plus 0 into 2 to the power 0 is nothing but 1. Now here 1 into 4 is 4. This becomes 0 and 0, isn't it? So 4 we are left with. Binary equivalent of this is 4 in decimal, right? So what is it saying? You have to write it with a subscript of small m. So this particular expression is equal to m4. And how did we get this 4? We converted this into decimal. Right? Clear? So let's see the next another one. We have A, B bar, C, D bar. So using this steps, how do we get? A becomes 1, B becomes 0, C becomes 1 and D becomes 0. Let's convert this into decimal. 1 into 2 plus 0 into 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 0 into 2. So 0, 1, 2, 3. 2 to the power 3 is nothing but 8 here. 0 into anything is 0 plus 2 to the power 1 is 2 plus the 0 into anything is 0. So I'm left with 10. So this is nothing but m subscript 10. So this is how we are going to represent the min-term notation in a short. So it is saying substitute 1 for non-barred and zeros for the barred letters, isn't it? So what happens here? So x is non-barred. Non-barred means where there is no bar. So x becomes 1. 0 for barred letters. So y bar and z bar becomes 0, 0. That's why the binary equivalent of this particular expression is nothing but 100. Now decimal. Next what it is saying, express the decimal equivalent of binary word as a subscript of m. So decimal equivalent, how do we find out of a binary? This we all have learned in first year, isn't it? So if there is 100 decimal equivalent, how I am going to find? 0 into 2 plus 0 into 2 and start giving the power from 0, 0, 1, 2. Now 2 to the power 2 is nothing but 4 plus 0 into 2 to the power 1 is nothing but 2 plus 0 into 2 to the power 0 is nothing but 1. Now here 1 into 4 is 4. This becomes 0 and 0, isn't it? So 4 we are left with. Binary equivalent of this is 4 in decimal, right? So what is it saying? You have to write it with a subscript of small m. So this particular expression is equal to m4. And how did we get this 4? We converted this into decimal. Right? Clear? So let's see the next another one. We have A, B bar, C, D bar. So using this steps, how do we get? A becomes 1, B becomes 0, C becomes 1 and D becomes 0. Let's convert this into decimal. 1 into 2 plus 0 into 2 plus 1 into 2 plus 0 into 2. So 0, 1, 2, 3. 2 to the power 3 is nothing but 8 here. 0 into anything is 0 plus 2 to the power 1 is 2 plus the 0 into anything is 0. So I'm left with 10. So this is nothing but m subscript 10. So this is how we are going to represent the min-term notation in a shorthand min-term notation. Now let's go ahead and see what is max term. A max term is sum of all the literals with or without the bar. Okay, now here it is saying it is the sum. Last time for the midterm we knew that it is the product, wherein which here it is going to be the sum of all the literals. Okay, now example, if the given values are x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0, z is equal to 0 and w is equal to 1, then the max term is x bar plus y plus z plus w bar. Here you can see the difference, isn't it? Here for 1 we are considering x bar. So whenever the value of a literal is 1, then we are saying it is a barred notation. Okay, where in which in min term it was whenever the x was 1, we would take it as x itself. Okay, so that is what the difference. So here whenever we have value something like this, we are going to add them in something like this. Right. Max term can also be written as capital M with a subscript, which is the decimal equivalent of the given input combination. Okay. So see the example here, the above example itself. Now, since x is equal to x bar, so what is it? X bar means it is 1. This is 0, 0, and wherever there is bar, this is equal to 1. Now, how do we convert it into decimal? 1 into 2 plus 0 into 2 plus 0 into 2 plus 1 into 2. Now 0, 1, 2, 3. This is nothing but 8 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1. I hope you know that 0 because anything we multiply with 0 is 0. Here also 0. 2 to the power 0 is nothing but 1 into 1 which is 1. So here it is, the value is 9. So equivalent of this is 9, which can also be written as M, capital M with the subscript 9. Now this is the max term notation of the given expression. Okay. So this is all in this today's session, students. I'm going to come up with some more videos with many more Boolean algebra topics. Thank you for watching.